The current revenue allocation formula, which the federal government takes as much as 2.68% of centrally collected revenues in the federal account, leaving the states and local government 26.72 and 20.60%, respectively, has created a glaring and unacceptable imbalance in the financial resources of the 3 tiers of government. Sharing formula should be limited to federal and state governments, since local governments are to come under the purview of states, and in which one of the things we are propagating is that local governments should, based on Section 7, should actually be the concern of state houses of assembly. Allocation to them should be shared to states, as they can have as many local governments as they wish to have. The present formula, where you share resources based on 774 local governments, does not really propagate growth and development for states, and it's in the interest of the states. They can, once you share equally based on the states and on the federal government, any state can decide to have as many local governments as they want. It's only for administrative convenience, and we need to look at that. If we're dealing with issues that relate to local governments in this review, we must also deal with issues that have to do with revenue allocation.
The issue of state policing is of major importance to the Lagos State Governor, as the state has in recent times been trying to grapple with cases of armed robbery, kidnapping, and ritual killings.
Over the years, the federal government has been unable to prioritize and provide the resources that are necessary to pay, equip, and train policemen to the level required by the challenges they face. With about 300,000 policemen to a population of over 140 million people, that's a ratio of 1 to 467 people. It is obvious that Nigeria is grossly underpoliced. These inadequacies are most keenly felt in the more populated areas of Nigeria like Lagos. And in spite of the growing army of educated job seekers flocking the cities, the inadequacy in the number of policemen has not been remedied due to funding constraints and administrative inefficiencies of the police force itself. For a state like Lagos, the problem is particularly acute.
The Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, who is the chairman of the Senate Committee, discloses that for the first time, the Senate would not present the reviewed sections of the Constitution as a single document, but as separate bills which will in turn be treated on merit. His words are corroborated by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yusuf Lassun.
We have been doing our talking behind the closed door the last 2 years. So I'm not going to do the talking this morning until we go proper into the retreat, because this is about Constitution, and whatever we say here and now will likely water down the serious business of the day. My job is just to invite people that are going to take part in the process of altering the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. But I want to make 2 remarks that are very important. We have departed greatly from the way we used to do it in the past. The current exercise is done in a manner that we would like to present those sections of the Constitution we want to amend in separate bills, so that it's not in a single document. Whoever that is going to assent to it at the end of the day, who is going to be the President of Nigeria, will take each bill on its merits, so that you don't throw away the baby and the bathwater. That is the unique method that we have introduced into the current process. And I know by that, with the assurances of the executive arm of government, I know whatever we are able to achieve after the result must have come back from the State House of Assembly is not going to be in vain. So that's a unique thing that we have done in the process itself.
Our role as parliamentarians includes not just making ordinary laws, but also to amend our Constitution where it becomes necessary. So it is in exercise of that very noble role that we assembled here. Our democracy is participatory and also representative. We are the representatives of the people, and that's why on their behalf we assembled here to have a final look at a document that ultimately results in possible amendment of the 1999 Constitution. Just as my friend, the Deputy Speaker, said, based on our experience of the last exercise, we've decided to break this particular one into separate bills to deal with separate issues. And we hope that by this process, we'll be able to ensure that at least 90% of the bills or issues raised be ultimately assented to. Our belief is that this exercise needs to be concluded before the election process towards 2019 will commence. So by the grace of God, we hope that before the year 2017 ends, this exercise will have been concluded. We also believe that the presence of our assembly brothers and sisters will help to expedite this process. They were meeting not just with the House and the Senate, we've also enlarged the participation of those from the House of Assembly to include not just the Speaker and the leader of the House, but because we are gender sensitive, we've also brought in one woman from each of the state assemblies. So we can see that we're well constituted. We started this process in an incremental manner. It will be difficult to amend every section of the Constitution that requires amendment in one swoop. So we are taking it little by little, and that is helping us to also build consensus in a number of issues. So we hope that at the end of this exercise, God permit, if there are issues that requires personal amendment, we'll be there to deal with that.
The 2014 political conference, which produced many items for constitution amendment, is said to have costed billions of naira to organize, just as the 7th Parliament spent billions of naira also to go through the same process without success.
The basis of our fear is the deadlock to which 4th Session Bill 2014, the 7th Assembly ended. An indication that some forces indeed work against the exercise of coming to function. On that note, we commend the courage, determination, and doggedness of the National Assembly in this exercise, and the cruising of the people in the process. We also commend the civil society, opposition, and other stakeholders for not being demoralized and deterred in the account of the fate of the previous exercise.